Hello Saberland, Vader's Vault here, showing off our latest saber out of the vault. This saber is called Smite, just because that's what it looks like you should do with it. We built this saber just sort of as a testing ground. We had several ideas, several customer builds we're in the middle of, and I wanted to try things out. I also wanted to have fun myself and get out some creative ideas I had, sketch them out on paper and then put them into metal and see if they work. And a lot of the ideas did, and we have the saber you see before you. We also got our latest batch of new Tri-Rebels in that we wanted to give a second chance to, so it seemed like the perfect opportunity to finish one of my ideas and bring forth a really awesome Sith Saber to put it in. And that's what we've got here. You'll notice right off the bat it's got two massive claws. Those are definitely the key feature of the saber, and you'll see why in a little bit. We've got several highly detailed features in the saber. I've got a SMD LED bar graph recessed into the hilt. It's accented by a acrylic window that I shaped to fit and inlaid into the actual hilt. I've got two custom machine switches, the main switch on this side and the auxiliary switch on the other side. Both of which are accented by copper rivets, if they show up there on camera, and then it's connected to the bar graph with milled accent lines. On the other side we have the auxiliary switch, which is a little smaller. It is also connected with these three copper rivet there with milled accent lines that kind of go to the different features, the switch, the recharge port, and just sort of off into the emitter there. It is powered by a crystal focus 5.1, and powering, of course, the Tri-Rebel red, and green being the flash on clash LED. It gives it a very nice, bright, even blade. I'm actually much happier with this latest batch of Rebels and the new optics that have been out for a little while. Definitely an improvement and another good alternative for the saber industry to be using. It looks very long on camera. It's actually only 13 3/4 inches from the tail of the pommel to the very tip of the claws, and the saber itself is actually only a little over 12 inches without the claws, so it's actually a very easily to manage saber. Very nice, comfortable grip section here, unobstructed by any protrusions, especially since the whole front half of the saber is pretty bulky with those claws. It gives you something to hold and handle down here. It is loaded currently with Night Storm's Tor fonts, just as I thought the saber had a very Torish look to it. Sort of a what if Malgus had some other saber, or maybe his Acolyte saber or something. But it is loaded with all of his fonts as sort of my test font bed. You can get all of those fonts and any others that you'd like at www.saberfont.com. If you have a Plector Labs or Igniter board, you can get your fonts there that you need. Let's get it powered on and show you guys what we've got here. Now the main switch actually comes on with a pulse. It's set for the crystal pulse feature, so it actually has a breathing effect. It will dim off and then come back on in a very slow kind of heartbeat type, which can be adjusted, of course. We've got the SMD LED bar graph here doing an idle sequence. It has different sequences depending on what mode the saber is in. Very cool, very bright, and a great feature to show off there. We've got the lighted aux switch as well. This one just stays on. As soon as the saber is powered up, it's on. It doesn't really do anything different than the main switch, which actually breathes and actually mimics the blade as well. Well, the key feature of this saber is I wanted to have the claws light up. And I know you just like twitched your eyebrow and you're like, how the heck are you going to make claws light up? Well, I had an idea. I wanted to mill the claws themselves in line with these grooves in the emitter, and then I inlaid them with 1/8 inch acrylic bar, press fit them in and with a glue, and then I contour sanded and filed to shape the acrylic, so you can't even feel it with your fingers. It's just perfectly meshed in with the claw shape. The claws look very sharp, but they're not, just because of the angle that they are shaped to doesn't really give a good edge for cutting, but it looks like it could, and that's what really matters in these props. But the claws themselves lighting up, very neat feature, which we'll get to in a second, showing them in the dark. Get the blade here. Before I put the blade in, I will so you can see it there. Very bright, it gives it a really cool accent to the claws themselves. Something I don't think's really been done before, at least not in this manner. Even shows through on the edge, and they come through. So no matter what angle you look at it at, there's some lighted claws looking at you. The bar graph going through its normal sequence there, and it does different sequences whether you're doing a lockup or shutting the blade off and on. We're on standby to connect as a power level indicator, showing you what you got left for battery life. The aux switch is flickering along with the main blade. We'll put the blade in it. And there's the green dye, creating a very nice orangish yellow flash on flash. Very dramatic, very bright. Quite happy with it. The blade itself is very bright, very even. I don't get any of the bass flare that some people have complained about with the Rebels. Unless it shows up on camera, I'm not seeing it with the naked eye. I'm just getting a very, very impressive red blade, which is what was important with this saber. The claws actually, you know, of course, since the flash on flash changes the color of the blade, it actually also changes the color of the claws. So they also go yellowish orange during lockup and faster lock, which is another very neat attribute of those. This actually will be for sale, or for auction on the FX Sabers forum. And if you are not a member there, please join. We like to have saber enthusiasts there to chat with and just ooh and ah over everybody's sabers. And it will be up for auction this weekend, probably tomorrow, as soon as I get everything together. But thanks again for enjoying Smite from Vader's Vault. Enjoy.